Hello, YouTube. I am Vince White. I am an employment attorney, and on this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answer they need from an employment attorney. What am I? I'm out of control. What's going on over here? I'll tell you what's going on. I am beside to myself with sadness and depression because it is 4:15 p.m. as I shoot this video, and I have just learned that I must go to New York City tonight for something important tomorrow that I was not supposed to have to go for. I was not supposed to have to go. But clients need what clients need. And so indeed must I go. And so we must shoot videos because many of you complain about me when I shoot videos in New York, saying that my studio and my equipment stink in New York. And I agree with you entirely. I think that lease in that like weird little office that I have in New York is up in July. I want to say July of 2024. And there is a 0 chance of me renewing it because it is terrible. Is an awful little office, and my cat is screaming at me, and yeah, we'll find somewhere better in New York if we're going to keep filming in New York. Okay, we have a question here from YouTube user Jazzy Star, not to be confused with DJ Jazzy Jeff. I wonder what became of him. It's been a minute. Anyways, while the cat serenades me with her demands for her 6 p.m. dinner, 2 hours before it's actually due, I will answer Jazzy Star's question. Jazzy Star says, "Hello, I love your videos, and I have a question. I love your taste in videos, and I have an answer. A year ago, I had a mediation with my former employer, and I won a settlement. I applied for jobs, and I was offered 2 jobs out of the 6 interviews. Now, both jobs are rescinded. I believe there was a breach of contract, and they gave me a bad reference. What can I do?" So, Jazzy Star, we actually have some videos on the channel about this. It's going to depend on what was in your settlement agreement. But if you have a neutral or a positive reference or a non-disparagement clause in your settlement agreement, a mutual non-disparagement clause, one that benefits you as well, then you may have recourse here. And if you have one of those provisions, talk to your attorney about it and say, hey, what would a breach be? What would the employer have had to do to breach this agreement, and how would I prove there's a breach? And if it's one of those clauses, and there's other clauses it could be, but if it's one of those clauses, excuse me, what I would recommend doing is hiring a third-party background check company, and you got to find one on your own. I don't know where you are. I don't know what industry you're in. They're different per industry. They're different per location, locale, part of the country. But find a third-party background check company that checks backgrounds for prospective hiring companies. Like a lot of really big companies will hire a third party to check your references for them so they don't have their own people do it. You're going to hire the same company that they might hire. And they're going to make recorded calls for references. And you're going to get those recorded calls for references, and you're going to see if the reference your old employer is giving you is different than what it agreed to give you in the settlement agreement. And if it departs from the settlement agreement in material ways, you may have a breach of your settlement agreement, which might mean you have a claim against them, a contractual claim for breach of contract, right? And listen, you could argue that that contractual claim could be worth the value of the jobs you lost, which could be significant, right? Now, immediately 30 people are going to be like, Vince, give us the company name, the place you use. Nope. Find your own. It's not going to do that. Sorry. It depends on the industry. It depends on... you could ask around and be like, oh, who do people use in our industry? Who do people use in like the southeast of the United States? Like the companies are very, very different. We use a couple. I'm not going to supply you the names of the companies we use. It's just I'm not really giving out our playbook here. I'm doing my best to help you out, to help you kind of help yourself, but I'm not like spoon feeding you the exact name of the company. I'm not going to go Google what company you should probably use in your industry in your part of the country. Now, There's other breaches they could have committed, but you would have to give me some more information for me to talk about those, right? If you want to comment down below and you think it's something besides a reference, could be. Totally could be. Let me know. We can talk about it. I'll make a follow-up video. I will track the comments on this video that I'm making for you, and I will try to give you follow-up on that if there are additional breaches that you think could be in play here. I'm just making wild assumptions based on my experience in this industry that this might be what you're talking about. And also, it's worth checking out. We have other videos on the background check companies and how to use them and what to do with them and how to, kind of trap your employer in a breach. And certainly, I hope those are helpful to you if you want to go grab those on the channel as well. Like, subscribe, comment down below. It helps our channel to super grow. I don't know. I cannot believe that I have to get in a car and drive to New York right now. If I could headbutt this camera, I wouldn't, because it's a good camera. but I might want to. All right, everybody. Take care.